We all love Disney. An entire world devoted to the stuff of fantasy is something that grabbed a hold of us when we were kids and has never let us go. But its fantasy world isn't always the happiest place to be. Disney is one of the largest multimedia corporations in the world, and if you look beyond its amusement parks and its goofy cartoon characters, you'll discover a whole bunch of secrets that the Magic Kingdom tends to keep on the down low. These are 5 Disney secrets never told. Let's get started. Snow White's secret identity. Today, when the animated movies are released, they often carry the signature tones of a famous celebrity. It's a marketing method. But while this is the case today, way back in 1937 when Snow White was first released, things were very different. They were different because no one had ever done anything like this before. This is why you probably never heard of Adriana Caselotti, the voice of Disney's Snow White. She was not credited for her work because Disney didn't want to ruin the illusion of the animated character. But his obsession with the preservation of Snow White went much, much further. Adriana was only paid $970 for her gig, and on top of that, Walt Disney had her under a very strict contract that forbade most acting work afterwards. And because she was under contract, Walt Disney was legally permitted to prevent her from revealing herself as the voice of Snow White. She had to live under a secret identity and was blacklisted in order to protect the image of the fictional character. This resulted in Adriana's acting career to be as good as dead because of her own success. She was only 18 when she managed to provide the beautiful voice of the title character for the first ever animated film made in the US. The movie that both made and killed Adriana's career. River Country. It's been 40 years since the first water park in the world opened its doors. River Country was Disney's first water park and opened in June 1976. The park was meant to have the aesthetics of an old-fashioned swimming hole, with part of the park having water that was filtered from the lake and sent into the lagoon, while another part was your typical chlorinated pool water. The park was temporarily closed in 1998, then reopened to the public until 2001. In 2005, it was permanently closed. Disney says the park's closing was due to a lack of public interest and was a strict business decision. They also confirmed that they would never operate the water park again and do not plan on demolishing it. However, strangely enough, the lights inside the park were left on until 2009, 8 years after the park had closed and 4 years after its permanent closing. It is said that the real reason of its closure is the presence of a very rare bacterium that lives in the waters that can't be eliminated. This bacteria was later found in the waters of Bay Lake, where the park is located. Disney has never commented on the situation and decided to leave the park as it was. However, even though it's an abandoned park, it is strictly legally forbidden from visitation. After its closure, only one person has managed to successfully sneak into the park in an attempt to explore the abandoned water well. Today, this person has been banned from all Disney properties and faces serious legal issues for the rest of their life. Timers. If you've ever been at Disneyland, you surely encountered these timers, and chances are you thought time was passing either too slow or too fast. But you didn't think much of it because you thought your messed up perception of time was due to the excitement of being at Disneyland. In reality, the slowly moving clocks and exaggerated line timers are a reality, and just another one of Disney's mind games. The line timers are intentionally overestimated so as to make the ride seem more in demand. This also makes you feel grateful when it doesn't take as long as you'd think to hop on board. In fact, the slow clocks make lines feel quicker moving. On another note, wait times don't always get shorter with fewer people. If you follow the status quo and strategically go to Disneyland in the middle of the week, or during when there's less people in the park, you probably think you'll wait less time for rides. However, on less busy days, Disney reduces the number of carts on roller coasters, subsequently increasing time spent in line. You just can't beat the mouse. Club 33. Club 33 is not only hailed as being the most private place in the Disney world, it is also one of the most secretive and unexplained locations on the planet. Formerly known as Walt Disney Club 33, it's an exclusive society located in the heart of Disneyland's New Orleans Square and is accessible only to its members. In order to become a member of this exclusive organization, you must enter the 800-member waiting list, which is estimated to be around a 14-year wait, and then pay a whopping $25,000 initial fee, in addition to a commitment of an annual due, $11,000. In exchange for your fees, you receive several things: an identification card, a premier passport for yourself and 3 guests, the right to consume alcohol at Disneyland, since Club 33 is the only location within the park that serves alcohol, the company of a special Disney cast member throughout the park, and the chance to hang out with celebrities who are also part of the club. Once you have your membership, you are able to access the club by pressing the buzzer on the door and speaking into the intercom, which is concealed by a hidden panel in the doorway. Once inside, you'll be able to be in the company of many famous Disney props that furnish the club, including the glass telephone booth used in The Happiest Millionaire and a white marble table seen in Mary Poppins. But what goes on inside the club? Nobody's quite sure, because those who have been inside don't openly discuss the activities they engage in. FBI. Still to this day, most people don't know that Walt Disney served as a secret FBI informant. For years, he allowed John Edgar Hoover, director of the FBI at the time, to have access to movie and TV scripts so the FBI could suggest changes. In return for Disney's information, Hoover allowed Disney to film in FBI headquarters. A few years later, Walt Disney was made a full special agent in charge contact. Disney took up the role of an agent, and he reported the activities of Hollywood actors, producers, directors, and writers back to the Bureau to determine if they were planning any subversive act, allowing Disney to get rid of competition. In a communication between Disney and Hoover, Hoover writes, "I am indeed pleased that we can be of service to you in affording you a means of absolute identity throughout your lifetime. The FBI have complete access to Disneyland and have altered the scripts in Disney movies numerous times." Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing down below. I'll see you next time.